How to start watching Godzilla movies for a newcomer with Showa. So, you and Showa are looking to dive headfirst into the Godzilla universe, right? Well, mark your calendars for some monster movie marathons because here's the scoop on where to start. The Godzilla franchise is a behemoth in its own right, with a legacy that's as towering as the king of monsters himself. Now let's talk order. Classic beginnings Gojira, 1954, aka Godzilla. Start from the very beginning with the original film that launched the king into stardom. It's not just a giant monster movie, it's a piece of cinematic history, reflecting post-war Japan's anxieties around nuclear power. The Showa series. Next, you'll progress through the Showa period films. They have a unique charm and showcase the evolution of the genre. 1. Godzilla Raids Again, 1955. 2. King Kong vs. Godzilla, 1962. 3. Mothra vs. Godzilla, 1964. These films introduce some of Godzilla's most famous adversaries and allies, such as Mothra. The battles get wilder, and Godzilla's character evolves from pure destruction to something of an anti-hero. Middle Showa marvels. As you wind through the Showa period, the tone shifts towards the campier side. It's sort of like your favorite cheesy snack, not necessarily great for the mind, but fantastic for a laid-back viewing experience with a pal. 1. Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, 1964. 2. Invasion of Astro Monster, 1965. 3. Ibira, Horror of the Deep, 1966. 4. Son of Godzilla, 1967. 5. Destroy All Monsters, 1968. 6. All Monsters Attack, 1969. At this point, you're deep in the Godzilla groove. Remember, while the special effects may not compete with today's standards, they're an essential step in the historical walk of monster movies. Late Showa features. After you get through the middle Showa films, you'll encounter a darker tone with even more societal and environmental themes. 1. Godzilla vs. Hedorah, 1971. 2. Godzilla vs. Gigan, 1972. 3. Godzilla vs. Megalon, 1973. 4. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, 1974. 5. Terror of Mechagodzilla, 1975. Mechagodzilla? That's right. Prepare for mechs and a new level of sci-fi infusion that ramps up the stakes. The Heisei and Millennium series. After the Showa series, the films get a reboot of sorts with the Heisei series, and then later, the Millennium series. Some dedicated fans suggest watching them as well, but in terms of getting your feet wet, the Showa era has a lot to offer. A modern take Shin Godzilla, 2016. Not part of the Showa era, but this standalone reboot is worth a watch. It brings back the darker, more ominous vibe of the earlier films, and serves up some biting political satire. Legendary's Monsterverse. If you want to skip forward in time and see how Hollywood handles the beast. 1. Godzilla, 2014. 2. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019. 3. Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021. This should give you plenty to chew on. Watching Godzilla movies is like a history lesson in monster cinema, and you'll see the evolution of not just a character, but a worldwide pop cultural phenomenon. Now get popping that popcorn, because from Portland to the Pacific Rim, a Godzilla marathon is a journey of atomic proportions. And remember to savor the cheese factor. It's part of what makes these films so monstrously entertaining. Enjoy your cinematic trip through kaiju history.